you are a very, very high vibrational being. You are someone who holds an extreme amount of past life knowledge, wisdom, healing energy. Like, just being around you is healing. Maybe people have even said that to you. It's a little bright, you guys. I have to close the blinds. But like, you probably heard that for who this is for. You probably heard that a lot in your life. Like, you know, like your voice is calming. It's just soothing being around you. You know, people feel like they can connect with you. They can talk to you. They just feel it. They feel this energy, okay? You are someone who came here for a very huge purpose. And I'm just here being the messenger, right? Like validating what you intuitively already feel or know about yourself, okay? You're meant to bring a lot of healing to people and to the collective, okay? I'm getting that, like, it's one of my favorite sayings of all time. The bigger the pain, the bigger the purpose. And who I'm talking to, like, I'm talking to ancient druid souls. I'm talking to hybrid star seeds. Like, your soul is ancient. Like, some of you guys, you're older than Earth herself. You're older than some of the planets. You know, you've been around for billions of years. Your soul's been around for billions or millions of years. Yeah, I'm hearing that you've spent a lot of time in other realms, higher dimensional realms or star systems or places. I mean, you guys, like, who I'm talking to, like, you can tune into things and pick up on things. Like, there are so many star races. There are so many different, like, higher dimensional realms and, you know, things like that. Like, you hear everyone talking about Pleiades and Arcturian and Lyran and Sirian and Montonkin and, you know, like, these very, like, I mean, they're huge, right? And most people resonate with that, but like, you're on another level. Like, you've had many incarnations in these star systems. Like, you are a hybrid star seed. You're not just Pleiadian, you're not just Arcturian, you're not just from Lyra or connect with the Lyran. Like, you connect with all of it, or you connect deeply with some of it, and then, you know, like, it feels like, yeah, I've been there before, but, you know, I really connect with these, you know. So you are ancient AF and you're here for a really big reason. And the title should reflect that, because that was the message. That was the download. Today, Mercury goes full retrograde in Aries. We have Venus retrograde in Aries. We are in the midst, you know, kind of like in the middle, in the center-ish of this eclipse portal. We just had the total lunar eclipse, right? Even if you're tuning in and you're not in an eclipse season and you're finding this video 3 years down the road, this is timeless. So you can trust and know that if this found you, that you are here for a very big reason, and you got to listen to this message. There's a massive amount of karmic clearing happening right now, you guys, with the eclipses. The eclipses are phenomenal for shadow and shadow work. Like, and especially if it's like a total lunar eclipse, like a full moon total lunar eclipse, which is what we just had. The full moon on its own, full moons, that's what they do. They bring up, you know, the stuff that's suppressed. It dredges it up. It's like a drawing salve. It pulls it all out, right? It pulls it up to the surface, to our awareness, right? So we can heal it. We can connect to it. We can meditate on it. We can, you know, go into our heart and send unconditional love to the shadow, or these difficult memories or wounds, or, you know, certain trauma consciousness that we have, the consciousnesses. I'm over here making up new words. But anyways, you're a powerful soul and you're here for a big reason. And if things have been going wrong in your life, that's why. Because it's spirit. It's, yeah, see, it has to do with your work. 8 of Pentacles. It has to do, I'm hearing get to work, okay? And this isn't like coming as like a demanding, like, you better get to work right now or else. Spirit and the higher self will never, ever, ever it will never ever come through. That's how you know. Like a lot of people when they're, you know, first really tuning in with their gifts, with their intuition, right? Because everyone here is on different, you know, levels in their healing and awakening and spiritual journeys, right? But that's like a lot of the struggle is like, is this my higher self or is this my brain, my ego brain, and just like my brain thoughts? Like a lot of times people have a really hard time discerning between the two, which I had that same issue when I very first like started awakening and like my gifts started coming in much stronger. You know, I had to, it was really, and even that right there, don't get frustrated with that. Don't get, you know, like I get it, but like it's helping you. It's practice. It's some type of spiritual practice, right? Using your discernment and really being able to differentiate. So I'm here to tell you, the higher self will never speak to you in that demanding, judgy kind of way. You know, my spirit guides, my ancestors, they speak with me the way that, you know, my personality is, right? So that's why it's like, okay, like get to work. It's like, it's time to get to work. It's time to focus with love. They're saying this with unconditional love because they don't judge us ever. They understand us. They resonate with us. They have compassion and unconditional love for us. That's why they're so amazing to connect with and work with, especially when we're moving through extreme difficulty or shadow or whatever it is. Okay, so this is about your spiritual work. See, she's focused on a candle. I feel like she's like sitting in this moment. This always reminds me of fire divination where she's staring into the flame. Okay, so for some of you guys, you're being guided, your higher self and your inner selves are, your past life selves are coming through really strongly at this time because this eclipse portal is very, very, very connected to the inner child, and it's very, very connected to, you know, becoming more stabilized and grounded in our lives and bringing that grounded, balanced, you know, and allowing us, right? So when we move against it, it's like when things come up and we're meant to do the work in this area, like when it comes up, it's uncomfortable, it creates discomfort, it creates like, you know, like you feel like you're being squeezed, you feel like your world is crumbling apart, everything's falling, you know, how am I going to pay this bill, or how am I going to do this, or what am I, blah, 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 right? All these things. That's all the logical brain, and right. So the things happening right now are trying to help us surrender all that, because that's not who we are. We are physical beings, human beings, but we aren't lack beings. We're infinite beings. We're the complete polar opposite of anything lack or anything fearful. So our true soul essence and who we really are, it's love, it's faith, it's complete trust and surrender. I keep being shown, like, you know, like in grade school, like PE and stuff, like when they would do like the trust falls, like where you have to like fall backwards and like allow people to catch you. Like I remember, like it was fun, but I remember being scared, like, oh my gosh, like, you know, and it's an exercise to create, yeah, I mean, there's different reasons why they do that, but it's right now, it's the universe is saying, like, you gotta do your trust fall. You gotta fall and completely let go of that fear, or face it and do it anyway. The fear comes up, you do it anyway. The uncomfortable discomfort comes up, you do it anyway, right? Okay. So anyways, there is a ton of karma and density being cleared from our energy field, from our bodies, from our chakras. I'm hearing from our minds. Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. Okay. But anyway, so going back, so there's a massive amount of karma that's being like all of these transits and the light codes from the sun and the codes that are activating, you know, within Earth, and, you know, we're getting it from above and below, right? Okay. So, and all of it is for our highest good, but it's literally the universe like telling us it's time to step into who you came here to be. It's time to get to work. It's time to focus on your passions, your creations, you know, your spiritual gifts. Like you know, this is the moment of like, who do you want to be? And like, who do you see yourself being? And who do you want to become? And what are your passions and desires? And, you know, so many of us, right? Like humans, we get so disassociated, so disconnected. We are robots, and that's the false matrix. That's what it has programmed us to be, is these robots where we eat, we sleep, we work. And we are addicted to our phones and technology now, which all of that was created. There's deeper stuff going on, right? So even giving yourself better boundaries with your devices or your children's devices, like that's huge. It's huge, you guys. You guys know, like I give the example of like the energy, like the EMFs and like the Wi-Fi and all the stuff that we are constantly like that's radiating into our bodies and our energy fields. We would just feel so much better and lighter, and like you will notice a distance. So there's something about that, like breaking away from social media. Like, you know, I get it because my whole business is online, right? That's how I conduct my work. That's my career, right? So it's hard for me to disconnect, but I do have the free will choice when I'm not working to shut off my Wi-Fi in my home, to play music instead while I do things around the house, instead of like having something on my phone playing or Netflix, or, you know what I mean? There's something about that, like, because you're such a high vibrational being, and these upgrades are literally like pulling you up. It's helping us to, the healing that's occurring and the clearings that are occurring. And, you know, we're literally like, it's jumping timelines, like things that maybe would take you like 6 months to move through, or, you know, 3 months to heal or whatever. Okay. We'll say that it's like happening like that. Okay. But we still have to move with it. Right. So anyways, so the whole message here, yeah, look, 8-8. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are seeing that. I am too. And the 8-8-8-8, like that is all about as above, so below. It's all about abundance. It's all about the work that you put in. You know, every time you've walked away, you know, your heart's been broken. You've had to walk away from the burning flame, the burning pain in your heart, and you had to choose you. You had to say no more. This isn't cool. You know, whatever it is, whether that's with a lover, a family member, a friend, a coworker, a job, you've had to walk away from a lot to get into this energy. But right now the message is, and every single person watching this reading right now has work to do. We all do. We all do. Otherwise we would be ascended masters. On another timeline, we are the ascended masters walking on earth, but we haven't mastered our earthly school and the ascension protocols, because that's what it is. There's ascension protocol, you know, and it's really quite easy if you think about it. It's really just having faith and releasing control. The work is not easy, but the protocol is. The guidance is. We're the ones who make it so hard, right? So anyways, so you could be seeing a lot of the 8s, but like this is like clearly like she's walking away. She's like, I'm out of here. I'm going towards my happiness. And she's alone. Notice there's no one else in there with her. She's alone right here too, and she's doing her work and she's creating and she's focused. There's something Virgo energy, you know, like we just had the total lunar eclipse in Virgo, and the Virgo energy is that it's getting more organized. It's, being analytical, but, analytical doesn't mean bad, but being over analytical, like that can really screw us up, right? Like we just overthink, we overprocess, we go down the rabbit hole. Everything. So it's helping us to release that kind of behavior, okay, as well as like financial things getting in order, more organization, and the material realm, and also like Virgo is like, Virgo stems, there's like a whole thing, but it stems from the word virgin. It really is like a new life energy. It is. Out of like all the earth signs, Virgo is like the replenishment, the organization, the stabilization in these areas, in your work, in your daily routines, and your habits, and you know, all these things, right? So it's really tapping into that and allowing yourself to really think and go, okay, where do I want to go from here? Where do I see myself in the next 6 months? Because these eclipses right now, the portal that we're in, we just had the total lunar eclipse, and then we're going to have the solar eclipse at the end of the month. Eclipses always happen in pairs, and eclipse season happens twice a year. Usually around this time, March, April, and then around like end of September, October-ish time frame around there, okay? So we have like 6-month increments basically where it resets, and we have, right? So right now, everything that's happening is setting us up for the next 6 months to around the fall equinox. Just think of it, spring equinox to fall equinox. That's like when the eclipses basically happen. So anyways, what do you need to walk away from right now? It could be literally as simple as, you know, I wake up early for work in the morning, but I'm constantly finding myself, like, because of my anxiety or, you know, I just, you know, whatever, even though I'm tired, I find myself staying up late at night, you know, binge watching Netflix when I should be sleeping. That could be one simple thing that seems like it's not that big of a deal, but it is. The smallest baby steps make the hugest impact. And when we do a little bit at a time, so it could be like that. Like, I know this isn't serving me. I know I need to get to bed earlier. I know I need more sleep, right? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you sleep too much and it's more about getting up early, rising with the sun, getting your day going, feeling refreshed, feeling energized and organized, and, you know, maybe carving out time in the morning or getting up earlier before work and gym and all the things. So you have a good 20, 30-minute meditation, really ground your energy for the day, set your intentions for the day. You know, I'm starting to incorporate, like, each day doing 3 to 5 things. Like, I'm making a point. I'm being intentional. I'm doing 3 to 5 things each day that bring me joy and happiness, and my inner child joy and happiness. I mean, it can literally be like, you know, I mean, this isn't the greatest example, but it could literally be like shopping at the grocery store, and, you know, I see a bag of candy that I used to love when I was young, and my inner child goes, I want the candy, I want the candy. You know, my adult self says, no, we don't need candy. It's refined sugar. It's this, it's that. You don't need, right? But my inner child is like, yes, I want it. So I am allowing myself to do these things. You know what I mean? With grace, you know, I'm not like gonna like scarf down a whole bag of candy at once, even though I probably could. But, you know, just little things like that, right? Eating healthier, paying it, like, our bodies right now with the Virgo lunar eclipse and just everything now, hello, like, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and like, so is Gemini, but Mercury retrograde, same thing. Like, what is coming up? What needs to clear? What needs to be readjusted? What is the reset button saying to you? But also a lot of it is our physical body. You could be having a lot of pain in your physical body right now, where it feels heavy, like you're lugging your own body around, or, you know, pain in the low back, pain in the knees, pain in the shoulders, headaches, migraines, pressure, sinus pressure, like all these things. But also, like, I'm getting a lot of downloads about clearing the fascia. Now, our fascia is what everything hits first, okay? Someone says something negative to us, we're around negative people, you know, someone projects, you know, something happens, right? It immediately hits our fascia first within our body, right? So that's why so many people have, like, you know, like issues with their fascia in their body, and pain and inflammation with the fascia, and stuff like fibromyalgia and like all that. All of the dis-ease, it started from emotional dis-ease, mental dis-ease. Like, where you were not mentally feeling good, or it hurt you, or it made you sad, or it angered you, right? So all of that stuff gets stored into the fascia first, and then it kind of like integrates deeper into our body if we don't heal it, if we don't release it, if we don't, right? We are pros at suppressing and surviving. And right now, all of this energy is telling us it's time to start living. You're not meant to be in survival mode in this lifetime. Okay. So enough of that. I want to get into what you came here to do. Like, because I'm talking to there's a lot of high, like ancient, like high vibrational, ancient, I don't have any other way to put it besides hybrid star seeds, earth angels. Like some of you guys are actual angels who came here, to earth. There's many angels that walk the earth, right? And then we have like star seeds where, you're literally from star systems and, but I'm talking to hybrid souls. Like for me, I'm a hybrid star seed and, a druid, I'm an ancient druid hybrid star seed. That's the best way to describe like who I am on a soul level. I connect with the Oraphim and, it's just a lot, like the star mothers. Like for me on a, as a soul, like I'm old AF. I am so ancient. I've been around for a very, very, very long time, and that's not like, I guess that kind of gives us, it's not bragging, right? Like that's how the ego would, interpret it. Like if someone was watching this, it might trigger their ego going, oh, she just thinks she's the shit or whatever. It's not about that, because the older the soul that you are, the more pain and karma and trauma and wounds and ancestral shit that you carry. That's why it's bigger the pain, bigger the purpose. So the very first card out here confirms this, okay? For some of you guys, you got to walk away from something that's tying up too much of your time right now. This could be a job that's no longer serving you, a career field that's no longer serving you. Just where is your attention being, like where is your attention and your energy going? Okay, and the things that you have your attention on, and because where attention goes, energy flows, right? The things that you have your attention on right now, how is it serving you, right? There's an elevation happening in your work. Okay, so what that means is for some of you guys, you've been in careers or jobs where, you've been in the same cycles with this career or job for a very long time. But, and you may love what you do. Right? But if you're meant for more here on earth, which the souls I'm speaking to, you came here to do spiritual work. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have, do like what I do, where it's like, on a YouTube channel that is all spiritual energy, right? You don't have to do that, right? But there's something about, it's time to get to work, and it has to do with who you are on a soul level, which is who you truly are. Because, when we transition, the physical body, it doesn't go with us. It stays with earth, right? I'm literally hearing like you're like a really special ascension guide for other souls. Yes, that is a literal way shower, right? But it's beyond that. Like the words, like how you speak, people really connect and resonate with you. The way you verbalize, or the way you speak, the way you channel, the way you can, bring things from the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th dimensions down into this consciousness in the 3D and articulate it in a way that other people can truly connect and understand. You have a special gift of speaking. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Look, the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Don't be afraid. You're not the wounded warrior anymore. That's what this energy right now is trying to get all of us to release and walk away from this stuff here, meaning like healing it, meaning like we aren't the wounded warrior. Like even saying like, you know, for me, like, oh, I'm Erica and I've been through so much, you know, I've had my heart ripped out of my chest over and over and over again by men whom I gave it to and I trusted and I thought that I truly loved. I did love on some level, and I know now it wasn't true divine love, but I know, right? Except for my twin soul, you know, that's unconditional, that's different. But the karmic men that I've connected to and been with, like, right? They hurt the fuck out of me. Okay, you guys, like, I'm pretty transparent, but there's a lot that I don't share because it's not anyone, you know, it's not meant to be shared. But like if I went into detail and like shared some things with you that like have happened, like, and I know a lot of you guys would relate too. But I've literally been through hell when it comes to partnerships and men. And that was some of my biggest karma, my family's karma too, of taking the power back and no longer just, you know, being submissive and settling and, you know, all these things, right? But if I keep holding on to that story of I'm Erica, who's the wounded warrior, who's, you know, known so much pain. Yes, that is a truth, but that is not who I am anymore. So right now, just like many of you, I am in the process of detaching from that and healing that and feeling safe to do that because we tend to hold on to that stuff and associate ourselves with it, right? I've been through a lot, but it's not who I am. It's what has made me who I am. But it's not who I am. It's time to release the wounded warrior archetype, meaning it's time to let it go. It goes 9, then 10 of wands, completion. You release the burdens. Okay, so what are you still carrying around from your past? Okay, and with the planets doing what they're doing right now, like the eclipse and like all the shadow energy and Mercury retro, I mean, that it's literally, that's what it does. It's a reset, but it helps bring up all the shadow, all the shit that's not in alignment with us anymore. Anything that needs to go, right? That's why it's, you just need to like surrender, Jesus take the wheel and let the chips fall where they may. Literally, that is like the vibe for the next 2 weeks at least. I'm going to say like 3 weeks just to be safe. But anyways, walking away from the old wounded version story, the stories that you're still holding on to. Okay? Because right now, you're elevating and integrating. You're elevating into who you came here to be. Like when you said, I'm going to go, I'm going to do this, you saw your whole life. You saw every single pain and hurt and relationship and betrayal and deception and addiction and codependency and blah, 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 right? You saw, and then you saw the good too, right? But you knew it was going to be fucking hard. Because the souls that I'm talking to, it has been extremely hard. Like you have found yourself your entire life seeing people around you, friends or whoever, and you've always thought to yourself, why is everyone else's life so much easier and simpler? And like, why is everyone else's parents, you know, so much nicer or understanding or cool or, you know, or, you know, why do they have it just seems like they have it so easy, right? And I'm constantly going through hell because of who you are. That's why. Because those souls, I mean, maybe they do, I don't know, right? But a lot of times, like those souls, like, again, bigger the pain, bigger the purpose. All of us have our purpose here, right? But not everyone is here to be front and center, to be a huge, huge, huge spiritual guide, to be a healer, to be a psychic, to be a medium, right? You have psychic gifts. We all do, but that doesn't mean that's what you're meant to do unless you feel that. Unless you're meant to use your psychic gifts like me. That's a part of my mission here, is to help other souls through my vision, through my gifts, through my connection, right? Okay. Tell us what else, Spirit. Yeah, a time for healing. Yep. Going within, Four of Swords, surrender and rest. Surrender, sleep, rest, and healing. This is a card of healing. And then the Fool, Major Arcana. Right here is like these portals and these transits. This is where it wants us all to kind of be right now. I shouldn't say kind of, this is where it wants us to be. You're leveling up into your new timeline, into your new cycle, into your rebirth, your new life. This means the World card you've completed. This is what's happening. There's a massive level of completion. Look at her trust fall. What did I tell you about the trust fall? I love that this card came out. She's literally, that's what she's doing. She's leaning back. She's leaning, and see this down here. She's leaning, she's free falling into it and fully trusting and surrendering. I love it. Thank you, Spirit, for backing me up. Look at that. Bringing your heart back into your body, meaning feeling. What we do is we disassociate, we carpet sweep, right? And the more we like disconnect from our heart in that way, and our emotions and our feelings for both trauma and happiness, and right, the good and the bad and the ugly, right? We don't want to deal with the ugly and the hurtful and the pain and all the things, but that's literally exactly what like we have to do. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. To get here, we got to go through this. I'm also hearing don't sleep on it. So for some of you guys, there might be like an opportunity or something that's coming in, or, you know, something that's coming in. This actually feels like multiple things, but like Spirit is saying, like, don't sleep on it. Like, don't be fearful and go, oh no, I can't do that. Or no, or I don't know what it is. It could be a million different things, but it has to do with new beginnings. But Spirit is like, don't sleep on it. Take that leap of faith. But also right now at the same time, like with the planets in retrograde and stuff, there's also a message of like, just let these planets do their retrograde transits, you know, especially Mercury, and like, let's get through the rest of March through the eclipses, and then start your new business, and then start that new project, and then, okay? It's kind of like that. Okay, so anyways, let's see what else. Tell me more about the Fool card. And everything that's coming out in this reading, you guys, this is the stuff that you came here to help other souls with. Okay, some of you guys, everyone's just, it's different. It's different. You know, for some of you guys, your spiritual work and, you know, your biggest work is going to be, you know, maybe helping other souls connect with their body. Maybe it's somatic yoga or Kundalini yoga, or, you know, just body movement and things like that, right? That's very, very important. Everyone gets all up in like the spiritual aspect, but we are spiritual and human. We are physical and spiritual, right? So that's when we get, and then that just, everything just gets really imbalanced, and then it actually creates a disconnect with the higher self, like where it feels like what's going on? You know, I feel like I used to be so clear, and, you know, but right now everything feels heavy and chaotic, and right. Okay. That a lot of that is, you know, from disconnecting from a lot, but from our body too. We have to integrate and balance the both of them, right? So like meditation, connecting with your spiritual, you know, energy, spending time outside, but also treating the body with love and kindness and respect. You know, how am I not showing up for my body? You know, what is my body telling me right now, you guys? Like, this is important. Importante. Oh man, I'm having so much tension in between my shoulders. Why? Oh, because, you know, my desk job at work. Nope. Sorry. That's an agitator that doesn't maybe help, but that's not the why. That's not the why. Everything starts as energy, right? In our shoulders, our shoulder blades is our inner child. Like, that is where we hold everything. That is where we hold the 10 wands and the burdens and the wounds. We carry it around on our shoulders. Okay, so if you have tight, like, you know, the muscle, like, I can't, it's like right, you know, like right here at the top of your shoulder. Like, I can't think of the name of it right now. Is it our traps? I don't know. Anyways, your shoulder muscle right here at the top of your shoulder, like connecting to your neck. If it's like super tense, like mine have been super tense and they're like, you can tell, you know, so, but it's something deeper. It's connected to my inner child. It's connected with my heart chakra. My heart is doing a lot of purging right now. My heart chakra is purging. Feels there's a lot of intensity and heaviness and, you know, and so I'm constantly right now coming back into my heart, breathing, feeling love, sending unconditional love to my heart, to my body, sending it to, you know, anything uncomfortable, old wounds, like memories that are popping up, like a lot of like my exes and like trauma that I've, you know, just stuff from this life, but also from past lives too. And you can bet your bottom dollar, like you don't have to be someone like me where, you know, you have visions of your past lives or this or that. You guys, it took me a long time. It took me, well, it took me about a year to really start like tuning in and like seeing my own like past lives and things. But even now, you know, it's just, don't get frustrated with where you're at. Trust in the process. But the reason why I started opening up and connecting more is because of the deep healing and purging and clearing work that I was doing, you know, 4, 5, 3 years ago, etc. And everything just really open and activated. Plus I connected with my twin soul again in the physical, which that was an instant like catalytic activation too. But that doesn't need to happen. You know, this is stuff that we can do on our own, right? For me, that was the way it was meant to happen. But for you, it could be something entirely different, right? Like right now, everything is kind of being, not everything, but a lot is being turned on and activated because this is what is essential for you to move into these new beginnings and where you're going, right? You're starting the Fool's Journey again, but this time you're starting with experience, more mastery. You're navigating it from a different standpoint than you were when you first started awakening, right? The Emperor. See, get to work. This is the masculine energy. Aries energy, Mercury's retrograde, and so is Venus in in Aries. This is taking action. Right now, take a seat, rest, rejuvenate, heal, relax. Like I'm getting like I'm like getting like a hard, like it could be like you have a hard time sitting still because you're so overstimulated. Your nervous system is out of whack. Your anxiety is through the roof. PTSD gets triggered every 2 seconds. Like, you know, you're maybe having a hard time sleeping, or you feel anxiousness during the day or at work, or when you're trying to fall asleep at night. And when you wake up in the middle of the night, the anxiety kicks up, right? I've experienced all of this. In fact, recently I have felt it more come up again, but that's just because other things that are coming up that need to be healed and cleared. So, rest. Okay. If you can't sit still or let yourself just chill out for, you know, an hour and a half and watch a movie on the couch and just relax, if you have to constantly get up or do this or do that or whatever, there's work there. But why are you doing, why? It's about the why. It's about going deeper, right? We recognize it and then we go deeper to it, right? Why can't I sit still? Why do I have so much anxiety? Why am I gaining weight? Why? Right? Okay. But the Emperor is saying, like, take action. But right now, you know, he's getting ready to take action, which is for you. Spirit is saying, get ready to take action. Right now is the perfect time to take action on spiritual shadow work, and healing work. That's what you want to be taking action on, right? And then once we get through this eclipse portal, thinking about like, you know, I mean, he's a go-getter. He's the emperor. Like, he's the king of all the kings of all the lands. You know, he's a hard worker. He's dedicated. He claims victory. He's not going to lose. He will not settle for less. Like, these are all, it's like, you're in charge. You can make any move you want. Okay? You're in charge of you're winning or you're losing. You know what I mean? Okay. So right now, just, okay, because so much is happening, so much is integrating, so much is clearing, so much is coming. There's a lot. So that's why it's like, just rest and chill right now. It'll help gain more clarity on your work and your passions and where you're going, your creative center, your sacral chakra. You know, the solar plexus is getting like a beautiful clearing and upgrade, helping us to be more in our power and feel more confident in our decisions and where we want to go and who we see ourselves becoming, what our intuition and higher self is saying we're meant to become and be. Okay, so you're showing up as the emperor, man or woman, it doesn't matter. You're large and in charge. You came here to be the leader. You're a leader, a natural born leader. You're here to lead many. For a lot of you guys, it is online, you know, but that doesn't, but I mean, you can literally open up like a yoga studio where you do Reiki and yoga and, you know, somatic healing and like things like that, right? And it just blows up. Why? You can see very easily, right? If you go on like social media accounts or Instagram or whatever, right? There's so many people stepping into their healing journey. There's so many people connecting with the healthy foods, earth foods, raw food, vegan food, right? Everyone is getting more into, right, like medicinal healing from the earth, and many souls are like not in alignment with like the Western medicine anymore, especially vaccines and things like that, right? So all that's going to happen is that's going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And eventually, right, the, you know, the all of the shit that, you know, like the processed foods and, you know, the cloud seeding, the chemtrail, like all of this stuff is the stuff that we will see be eradicated and going away. Like, right? Like we're soon one day, like, right? Everyone's going to be on the health journey. Everyone's going to be reconnected back to their body. Everyone's going to be doing inner child work and healing and shadow work. And, you know, it's going to take time for it to all integrate in. But right now it's, you know, so I'm getting kind of like jump on the bandwagon. You already have your call or kind of like where you're feeling called and guided. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you're like, well, I feel really called to do tarot and, you know, use my gifts like that, but I also feel really called to get certified for Reiki and do energy healing work. And, you know, I really want to incorporate it all into one business. And, you know, that's great, but don't overwhelm yourself. Like, I got to do it all right now, all at once. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, don't be a jack of all trades, but a master of none, right? We came here for mastery. So go with where your heart is feeling the most called or pulled and start there. Okay? You are a powerful ass soul. You did not come here to push papers behind a desk for the rest of your life. You did not come here to work under the thumb of a boss or a huge corporation for the rest of your life. You just did not. Right? You came here to be your own leader. Do you think for 1 second the emperor he's working for someone else? Hell no. Do you think and I'm not saying it's bad or anything, of course, like we got to do what we got to do. But what I'm saying is who I'm talking to, who this is for, your inner call is lit up. Your inner fire is lit. But it's fear that holds you back. Fear of the unknown, like the Fool card, where it's a leap of faith, a leap of faith. It's not a leap of, oh, I know how everything's going to work out and I'm going to be just fine. No. Right? That leap of faith, though, that trust fall into the arms of the universe, you guys, it's what opens up so much more for you. Right? Okay. So anyways, you guys, so we're already 44 minutes in, but I had to come on and record this. Massive, massive amount of wounds, karma, the things that, the people, places, and things that you've already walked away from in the past. Okay, there's healing around that that's resurfacing that maybe, right, needs to be looked at again or felt again, you know, like, you know, and this time you can meet it with arms of love. This time you go, you know what? This memory that was so traumatizing for me when I went through it, like it keeps coming up. Like it's like it haunts you. That's how it comes up. And that's where you know you got to do shadow work. The memories, you know, that keep popping up, or the moments in time that keep popping up that were hurtful or traumatizing or whatever it is, right? Like that's why, right? So anyways, okay. You're meant to lead other souls into this new earth timeline, into this new cycle. So like who I'm talking to over the next 6 months, for a lot of you guys, that's what you're manifesting. You're thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I feel the most called? You know, how do I want to go about this? What do I want to call my business? What is my business name? For me, that was like, I got the call to like, okay, I got to do tarot and I got to do a YouTube channel. And I was terrified, you guys. I do not like social media and stuff. Like if it wasn't for my work, I wouldn't have I would probably be hella disconnected on social media and like YouTube and stuff like that. But anyways, I was kind of like, okay, like I know I need to start, but like, where do I start, you know? And so for me, it was like, well, what am I going to call my channel? What am I going to call my channel? You know, that was a big thing because it had to be a reflection of who I was. It had to be authentic. It had to be something that the audience would connect to as well. And, you know, just things like that. Right. And so when it came to me, it was like, everything was just bam. It all just happened so fast. Like I started the channel. So maybe start there. Like, what is my business name? What is my business model? What does it look like? You know, if I'm doing energy work, like what are my sessions going to be like? How long are they going to be? How much am I going to charge? You know, what feels good in my heart? What feels in alignment with all these things and questions, right? So it's the things like that. Okay. All right. And look, I've been shuffling. Bottom of the deck is the Pegasus. You could have a strong connection with the Pegasus, or the Pegasus is showing up for you and, you know, in other ways through, you know, social media posts or reels or other readings, or maybe you have dreams of them or you just love them and you connect with them. But the Pegasus is holding you. It's like, climb on my back and let me carry you. Let me carry you into this transcendence. That's what you're going through right now. The Pegasus brings a message of transcending and finding refuge in nature and in yourself. That's the biggest thing, you guys, is finding refuge in ourself. Feeling safe. Feeling happy and good with ourself. We don't need other people around. We don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a lover to make us feel important and special and loved. Like, we're good. We have found refuge in us. Find your refuge right now. That's a part of this message. Find your refuge. Let spirit be your refuge. Card number 16 and card number 28. And then the beast spirit. I love it because right now I have so much yard work I got to do, but it's been like, you know, cold and raining every other day or 2 or 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? So anyways, or like every other, you know what I mean? So I just kind of like let things go and everything's turning green and coming back in, but I have to do a bunch of yard work. But why was I saying this? Oh, because right now there's like, you know, all the little weeds that are growing and dandelions, right? But the bees are out. I'm seeing, right, that I'm so happy that the bees are back out. I haven't seen a butterfly yet. Probably in the next couple weeks, like, you know, after like the spring equinox, of course. But the bees are all around. And then my mom was over here the other day, and I've posted on, like, I've shared like short videos and stuff here on YouTube and stuff. But you guys, the bees, I have a very strong connection with the bees. And literally they bring the message of abundance and prosperity. That's that 88, 888. There it is. What number is this? 5. It's number 5. Change. Your life is changing. It's time for change. If things that you've been doing haven't been working out the best, or you keep hitting a roadblock or a wall, or, you know, you have a job that consistently just like lets you down and treats you like the indisposable employee that you are, it's time to move on. It's time to put yourself in a position where you are not disposable to the corporate world or this or that or a person or whatever, right? Use your discernment, right? I'm not telling anyone go quit your job tomorrow or whatever. What I'm saying is this is the time to think ahead. This is the time to put those thoughts, because your thoughts become things. Every single word we speak and thought, it's a manifestation, right? That's why we want to talk positively about the world. We don't want to, you know, buy into the fear mongering and this and that. And, you know, that's what news outlets want. That's why they are there. Very rarely do you see news outlets ever reporting on love and light and happiness. You might get like 1 or 2 stories, but the rest is just negative, 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 negative. Right? We're not buying into the fear consciousness anymore. We're not buying into, oh, the economy this and the government that, and, you know, I gotta watch my spending and I gotta, and I gotta, right? If you're in that energy, you will remain in that energy. Doesn't matter if the economy is flowing or whatever the hell is going on. You will remain in a lack energy, because that's the energy and thoughts, and that's what you're calling into yourself by thinking that way. You want to send love. You want to say, I live in an infinite universe. There is infinite resources. There is infinite amounts of money, where if every soul was in alignment, every soul on earth could be a billionaire and then some. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Prosperity is yours, but you have to change. I love it. I love it. Change. The dragonfly and the honeybee and the Pegasus. We know it's chaos right now. We know everything feels intense, and we know, right? It's just happening because this is what happens in these kinds of transits and eclipse portals, etc. But it's time to let the chaos in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your life. You're not meant to live this way. None of us are. So it's time to change. It's time to, this is all right now. You guys, this is about being the master alchemist that you are. You are. I'm talking to master alchemists. You've worked with many different alchemical magics, and you have high alchemy wisdoms within you, in your soul blueprint, things like that are coming online, making it easier for you to alchemize, to transmute, to heal, to let go, it's about taking that pain and turning it into power. It's about taking that blockage and turning it into a freaking freeway or a river that flows. You know what I mean? I know you do. Okay? And then look at this. I love it, but it's the water spirit, and there's an otter. But it says manifesting your dreams. Yeah, manifesting your dreams through the chaos, through the changes, through the transcendence, standing in your power and in your truth and in your, right? And knowing you're the one holding this game piece. You're the one in charge. Not your old stories, not your old experiences, not your ego brain, not the people around you, not your, you know, whatever, right? You're the one in charge. Only you. But also only you can create the change and to become who you came here to be. And I'm telling you, you guys, if you're still here watching this, this is a long one. If you're, look at retreat. It's time to retreat, rest, like, right? If you're still here watching this, you are one of the ones that you came here for a big reason, period. And it's, maybe some of you guys are already doing the work you came here to do, But like me, my first level was to start my YouTube channel, GypsyCowgirlTarot. My work naturally, organically has expanded. First, it was just 30-minute general readings. Then I started doing 1-hour general. Then my gifts of my Akashic records started coming through. So that was another thing. I started doing Akashic record readings. Then I started doing one-on-one intuitive energetic healing with clients, because it's past life remembrances and then things I've also picked up in this lifetime too. And then just a lot of it's just intuitive though, right? The portal workshops that we do, that was all, right? It's been more and more opens, the more and more we open, right? So love where you're at. Have grace with where you're at. You don't have to know all the things and be having full on like premonitions and meditation where guides are coming to you and you're seeing all your past life. Like, no, let that stuff go. That stuff will come in time. Right now it's about you and healing and where you're going, because you're here to go big places. And most of you guys who I'm talking to, you're here to be your own boss. You're here to be your own boss and show others how to empower themselves too, and to tap into that energy as well. You know what I mean? So anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Happy eclipsing, happy Mercury in retrograde, all the things, you guys. Like, this is crazy. So I will probably be taking a few days off for this week because it's been so intense. It's been intense for me too. Like, I'm hella sensitive to the energy, but like right now it's like on overdrive, overload. It's not bad. It's just time, you know, it's just time. It's time to let certain things go. It's time to let the past go. It's time to give yourself permission to be like, you know what? Like, those are old stories of who I've been and what I've gone through. But that is not who I am today. And I choose from this day forward to wake up every single day holding on to and honoring the fact that every single day I'm waking up the person I want to be, the person that I want to become. I'm no longer waking up in the energy of the past. Does that make sense? So anyways, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. If you guys want to connect with me one-on-one, you can find all of my services in the description box below. And also I pinned in the comments, you guys, I don't want to go into a whole thing right now, but I'm so freaking excited. This is the first very beautiful spiritual retreat that I am co-hosting and helping with. But honestly, it's two of my beautiful Soul Familia members, Stellar and John. They are, husband and wife, divine union. She is a priestess and a songstress and channel for the Sisters of the Rose and the Magdalene and Isis lineages. And they're beyond. So it is an honor and a privilege, but we are going the end of September, the 20th through the 29th, for 9 days in southern France. That time of year is prime time for the weather. We're going to sacred sites. Some of the, we're a 5-star hotel, like spending quality time with one another, absorbing the teachings and wisdoms of John and Stellar. Stellar's been doing this work for over 25 years. And they've been doing spiritual retreats all over the world, Magdalene retreats for like 10 years. So it's just, I've always wanted to do a spiritual retreat. I've been asked many times by many of you, we would love for you to host a retreat. If you do it, we'll be there. And I knew, and I've been manifesting it over the last couple of years for sure. And I trusted, I free fell. When the time was right, it would just naturally align, and it has. So I am so excited, you guys. Like, I cannot. Payment plans are available. If you can put like half down, there's like an extreme like a discount. So anyways, I don't want to go into all that, but I can't put into words that Stellar and John and the true Magdalene Codex teachings that Stellar brings through and that John supports her in, and the things he channels through too as well, his truths as well. John is a walk-in soul. He came here, he walked into another body, and he came here to be Stellar's divine masculine counterpart. And that is just beautiful on its own, right? But anyways, their story, They're channeling their teachings. It is the true Magdalene Codex teachings. Like, I say this with humility, complete humility, because that's who John and Stellar are, just humble, and they come from a place of true unconditional love and wanting to give and help, but with complete grace and humility. I just adore them both so much. Like, it brings tears to my eyes because I'm so thankful that our paths crossed a few years ago when they did. And I knew instantly that they were soul familia for me and for you guys too. So this is our offering. This is our pathway for the priestess, for the high priest. This is for men and women, by the way. To align further into your purpose and to learn ancient teaching, knowledge, wisdom. Everyone going is certified level 1 and level 2 for their Holy White Flame Temple training, which is very high level quantum healing, you guys. This is the stuff, like when you're like, I want to, you know, connect with my inner priestess or my inner, you know, high priest, you know, wizard, whatever. Like, this is the stuff that we're talking about and that people want to know. I want to learn how to do this, and how do they do this, and how do they do this and tap into different energy bodies and higher realms and work with the dragons and do this and do, right? This is that. But their Holy White Flame Temple training is specific to them. And it is, I've been wanting to get certified with them in this for like a year, but it just hasn't lined up. But everyone who goes will be certified level 1 and level 2 in this quantum training, teaching, and healing. You can literally come back from France and start working with your own clients, doing quantum healing work with them and their energy bodies and their energy field, their auric field, their chakras. It's like that, you guys. Like, it's so special and so spectacular and profound. So anyways, if you want to watch the video, I did like a 17-minute video and I pinned it down below in the comments. It goes into further detail about, you know, the Magdalene retreat and, you know, sites that we're visiting and the hotel and 5-star hotel, like just breathtaking, beautiful. Like, it is an initiation. This retreat is a huge initiation for any soul who comes with us. It is a huge initiation. It is a massive upgrade. And you will come back completely different and completely fired up. I know it. I know it. So anyways, I'm excited. It's there. Go into the comments, click on the video, watch the video. And then if you still feel called, just reach out to me through email. There is a little deposit you put down, and then we will schedule a Zoom call to answer questions and go into further detail about the retreat, pricing, all the things, okay? This is important so that you really know what this retreat is. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you, mi amores, for listening. And thank you for the souls. I know, right? We already have, I think, 6 or 7 people signed up already for the retreat. We're only taking for around 14 people. So there's still time. It's not till September. Payment plans are available, all the things. But anyways, click on the video, watch that, and then you will know. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you again. Mwah. Bye.